me, Butterfly to Light, and I'm back again with Sun in Libra, Mars in Cancer. Well, with this placement, we automatically have somebody that is really partner oriented, family oriented. Most of the things that you do is going to be for people that you care about. More than any other Libra placement, you might can find this in Libra and Scorpio, but definitely Libra, Sun, and well, you can find this in any Libra sun sign and the water sign placement, because your direction, the energy, the way you're fueled, the way you run or the way you operate is off of, you know, what you care about. You do what you care about. What you care about matters. This is in a very sentimental placement, because you can find a person with this placement, you know, sensitive in their approach. So they're going to want to feel things out. They're going to want to feel a person out, somebody they're interested in or attracted to. They're going to want to feel them out, and they're going to want to see like how they're vibing, like where they're at before they just make a direct move on them. And it's very important for them to, or for a person with displacement to feel like the person of their desires cares for them, is sentimental about what they do, appreciates what they do, like values who they are and the support that they can bring to them, because a person with displacement can bring a lot of support to their partners and their family. You go after what you desire. You go after what you're passionate about. I feel like you truly believe that you can do anything that you want, but at the same time, if the doorway is kind of open for it, if the doorway is open for it, and what I'm saying is like you see the direction you want to go in and you just go. But you also want the support of your partner, whether it's a business partner or a partner in love. It's kind of like, you know, it's someone to bounce your ideas off to. It's someone to just experience life with. So it could be very hard to disconnect from a partner, like a lover or someone in your family, someone that supports you, someone that you support. It could be very hard. I feel like you can do it. Like if you get, it almost is like you got to be brought to the point of making this detachment. It has to be something that happens that brings you to the point of where you got to make this detachment from somebody. A lot of times, usually, it may show up as people that you're involved with making these, cutting you off or separating from you, you know, detaching themselves from you, creating distance from you. Sometimes it can show up as that. And another side note, it can go both ways. So you can sometimes find yourself involved with people that you kind of want to get rid of or you want to cut off because of whatever reason, and they want to hold on to you. They want to hold on and, you know, to what y'all have built or what y'all have created, because y'all have established a sensitive bond. You are very sensitive to the way that people perceive what you're doing too. Like how you act, you're sensitive. You're gonna, because of the way that you act, or because of the way that you want people, just as like you want people to be sensitive to the way you act and the way that you show up. Meaning they're not going to just naturally mistreat you or just want to be, you know, like hurting your feelings and things of that nature. You're going to want them to value that aspect of you and how they handle you, just like you would do the same for them. Because most of the time you're going to be courteous. You're going to show that you care. You're going to be affectionate, unless there's something that's causing you not to be. You know, there could be cases to where you could be a little bit distant emotionally, but that's because you want to make sure that you feel like you're safe. You want to feel safe in your environments and with the people that you're associating with yourself with. That's all that it is. But other than that, like once you can get that together, you are passionately moving forward. You're pretty stylish, you know, and people love being involved with you on some level. Like the way that you, just your charm mixed with your sentiment is just really playeristic, if you know what I'm saying. But it's still, I feel like you genuinely care for the people that you support. as a matter of fact, you could be just like overly supportive. You can be overly supportive of your partner, or like what they dream, what they desire, that it could kind of get in the way sometimes of what you're doing. You got to be able to disconnect from what somebody else is doing sometimes from what you're doing. And sometimes it may be best for you to go at some things alone, and then just, it's like, babe, I just want to get some time out to myself today. And, just to practice identifying yourself with who you are on a personal level versus how you're seeing yourself through the way people are responding to you. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you'll have those situations to where people will respond to you in ways like what you're doing, your advances, you bringing them flowers, you showing that you care in ways to where they're like, well, to where it hurts your feelings or it offends you, and it makes you kind of sit back and see, like, I'm not going to be able to match my actions with or care about what I do, how I'm doing it, because according to somebody else's response all the time. And sometimes, though, you can look at somebody else's response to you, to what you're doing, and determine whether, okay, am I crossing the line? Are they enjoying this or not? Or do they want this or not? And it's all coming from the understanding of the fact that you gotta take into consideration that maybe just people just don't operate the same as you, and you could be more open on a sensitive level or an emotional level, but you do it through how you express yourself. You express yourself that way more than just you saying it. For some people, they don't know. Sometimes they don't really know how to perceive it. They could sometimes see or take advantage of you, see you as someone being weak, because they feel like, man, this person is overly giving. But I tell you one thing, when you get ticked off, when you get mad, you could really show another side of yourself on the emotional level, to where it's causing like emotional discord, or like maybe you could be crying, like really in your feelings, or just feeling like you're stuck sometimes, like, I don't know, I can't do this or I can't do that. It's easy for you to fall into that, or fall into a place of where you're just like emotionally responded. And there's a way that you can still emotionally respond, but do it in a way that's effective for you. Like, I never would say take away your support. The value that you can bring to a relationship or people that you care for is really high value. It's high value. But it's just more about just gaining a general understanding of, the way that you react sometimes when it comes to the projections of your emotions. I feel like you got a high amount of faith, and because of the fact that you got Mars and Cancer, you can see things, like the way that you move. You can see things. It's like you're in tuned. So you almost know, like, if something is not. A lot of times, you'll know, like, if someone's not treating you right or something is not the best choice for you. Even if you stay there, you'll know. It's because it could be because of just like the rapport you've gained with the person, to where you care about the person, and how they are, how they end up matters. But you'll know what's the best approaches to things, what moves to make, especially if you turn your emotions into something that works for you. Because remember, Mars and Cancer is supposed to be at its detriment. So if you can turn this around to where it works, your emotions around, and your intuitive responses around to where it works for you, you could just really sit back and say, you know what, this might not be the best investment, or this may not be the best approach. Let me redo something. Let me recalculate it, or not recalculate it. Let me just step back and go into another direction, or see how I can best go into this direction to where it benefits me. You will intuitively know that. And you will have high levels of faith and belief into where you are going, the direction you're going in. Sometimes, even if you don't see the way that you're going to get there. Okay? You are pretty fair when it comes to your relationships. You like it being fair. So you're not, now, just as much as you're doing all this giving and support, you want that in return. And when you don't get that in return, you can say, especially early on in a relationship, you might want to cut it off. If it's somebody that you're not really, like, y'all are not clashing in a way to where, like, y'all have this rapport with each other, and it's this understanding of we can give and it's an even exchange, you may be turned off by that and you may not want to deal with the person. You could easily cut the person off, especially like if it's early on. You can easily say, you know what, I don't really want to work here. I want to go after something else. It could be hard for you, though, grounding yourself and manifesting stuff like physically, even when it comes to developing a business, because you may feel like you need a good partner. You need a good business partner. If it's hard for you to really make solid decisions, and especially when it comes to finances and things of that nature, it's because your lack of really being grounded. Like, you'll see how to go and get yourself to a high position or accomplish something. You can accomplish finances, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying, like, that energy, the groundedness that you need, because first of all, you got Libra, going in and out of being able to make a decision and like what choice is best for you, or yeah, things of that nature. But also your emotions, when sometimes your emotions can stop you from the groundedness, because if you start adding your emotions and crying, throwing a fit, or just like becoming negative emotionally, you can be ungrounded more than it's hard for you to be grounded in that. Okay, so with that being said, it's important to do active decision making, and then aligning your emotions up to that and what you made a decision in. Okay, and how you can check it is you're saying, okay, I chose to do this, I decided to do that, and I'm backing it by my feelings, because I'm going to react that way. I'm going to react in a direction, or react is going to the way I'm reacting with my emotions, the way that I'm feeling is matching up with the decision that I made. You have to consciously do this. Do I feel good about this decision? I feel good about this decision. I feel good about this decision. Sometimes you may not feel good about the decision until after you've made the decision. Okay? That's what it's all about. And it could be like work that, like, it's if you feel like you're trying, it's too much, something that's too much work. It's too much work, like too much details. Like, okay, we got to do the light bill. We got to do the I gotta get people on board. Like, I gotta go get the customers. I gotta go do this telemarketing. I gotta, like, the way that I build a business, like, it's like all this other stuff that comes up. It could be hard for you to just, be in that. It's like, it starts being like too much. You just like to have that clear shot at what you're doing. And that could really detour a lot of you guys from what it is that you're even doing in the first place. It can detour you. So you just gotta be mindful of that. That's the only, like, I don't see where it's necessarily a major problem. It's just when you get the air sign Libra, and you get with Mars and Cancer, it's just the type of effect that it can have. It doesn't stop you from doing anything. Like, you can be extremely successful, especially the fact that you just have the power to really go far, and you benefit other people. Sometimes you help other people build their success. A partnership is a good thing for you. Don't get me wrong, but it just has to be with the right partner. People that are actively engaging with you and sharing with you and helping you just the same. And many times you're going to have to find to where there's sometimes you're going to have to decide to make a choice and do that, go in that direction, and care for yourself first is what I'm saying. Give to yourself first. Establish your own identity and sense of who you are. And then you really won't, it really won't matter how someone else is reacting or responding to what you want or what you're suggesting, what you're offering, what you're presenting. It really won't matter at the end of the day. All in all, this is a passionate style. Some of you guys could actually be fashion designers or really fight for a good cause. Like, have a cause you fight for, whether it's protecting animals, children, the rights of women, men in the child support system, abuse, whatever the case may be. Have a cause that you stand for. And I bet you will love, and you will operate more freely within your energy field. This is a great supportive placement. I would be happy to have one of you on my team, because not only are you a Libra and I'm a Gemini, but you got your Mars in Cancer. Like, you could really be supportive of me. I could be supportive of you, and we could do this thing. But anyhow, this has been Sun in Libra, Mars in Cancer, and I'll be back the next time. Butterfly to light. Peace.